Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Hi, it's Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to Space Lettuce from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
It is Tuesday, my dudes.
And a good morning and a happy Tuesday to you all. You've tuned into the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. My name is Josh Corey, and I'm joined this morning by at least a couple of friends and co-hosts. We'll see how much that might change as the morning progresses. Let's say hello to Mr. Lucas King, LC King Lucas. Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
Good evening. Good morning. Hello, everyone. I'm doing good. It's raining. It's cold. It's dark, but it's fine. Fine where I am.
Nice.
So yeah, got back from Warrnambool, which I stayed at for a while with the kids and Alex, and it was not bad. They had a heated swimming pool, so we enjoyed that. And other than that, it's all good.
Well, good. Nothing like a nice heated swimming pool.
Yeah, definitely in the heart of winter, and enjoying that to freshen up. Definitely.
Well, sweet. Let's say hello to Mr. Walter Johnson. He's got a little channel called Flat Earth Head here on YouTube. Good morning, Walter.
Good morning, Josh. Good morning, Lucas. Good morning, everyone there in chat who I'm busily typing away to. I've caught most of you, but I saw somebody pop in. I'll get back over there in a minute. How are you all? It's Tuesday, dudes. We made it. It was a great show last Friday. Both. We had a blast over there Friday afternoon, evening. The Havnosphere show, whatever time it comes on for you guys. It was great for us. We had Beegs, Stuffed Beagle, and as I knew it would, definitely those 3+ hours flew by. Hopefully we'll have him in here on one of his right before bedtimes on this show with us, hanging out on the Ironworx. But yeah, we had a blast, and thank you again, Lucas, for helping us set that up, man. That was a blast.
Yeah, you're welcome. No, it was good fun. It's always intriguing to hear someone's perspective, especially as someone who's been digging into that sort of side of things for a while. So, yeah.
And it's so intriguing to me to hear a story like his, where someone's only really been at it for like basically 13 years, essentially. You know, I've been digging at truth since I got here, it feels like, and still, chipping away at it. And then for someone to like wake up late, as he told his story, he was the typical guy, and he woke up to it all and like hit it hard, Jack. I mean, he hit the ground running. So he's done an impressive amount of research, for damn sure. And I could see that we were just on the tip of the iceberg for sure. And any direction we could have gone, as deep. So
Yeah, that's right. Like he seemed to have, I hadn't heard all of his story, but that's for sure. But he seemed to have flicked that switch, and then all of a sudden everything sort of come into alignment, or had to go and recharge and take a break and get back into it in a different manner, I suppose, which is cool, really cool. Doesn't matter how you do it, long as you get there.
Exactly. How was your weekend, Josh?
It was good. It was relatively uneventful.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's disappointing.
I know. It's kind of what I thought, too. I was rather disappointed. Shout out to Baldini this morning.
Oh, definitely. I didn't even see that till I got back over. The crushingest crushing that crushes IRL. Thank you there, the bald and pantless one. Good to see you, friend. Definitely.
Now, if we decided that if 5 grams was a hero's dose, maybe 4 would be okay. Maybe 3.5 might be okay. So that was the standard dosage. Ground it up, threw it in some applesauce, ate it on down. And it was, a giggly 4 or 5 hours maybe. But just not quite what I was hoping, what I was sort of expecting. It was weird. It was closer to acid, from what I remember acid being, than I thought mushrooms would be. But still quite a bit different. I don't know. I think it'll just have to be 5 next time. See what happens. Maybe
right on. The hero's dose.
Right on.
The hero's dose plus.
When those 7 light beings step down off that mothership and bring, no, I'm just fucking, what? Shut up. All the Bill Hicks fans. Anyway. But yeah, definitely been a minute. So I was excited to hear your tale today. I'm sorry that it wasn't an epic one yet. But hey, you may get there quicker than you want to. I know friends who have.
That's true. That is true. I think that's a risk. I
was intrigued to find out how it was going to go too, because I've never done it myself. Got a bunch here, got given some. I was just like, just never got around to it.
Well, as you say,
maybe soon.
Different than the man-made chemical variants that are out there. You definitely get more of a natural synthesis with nature. If that makes any sense. To me, it was anyway. And again, it's 25 plus years ago, probably. So definitely a brave man. A brave man. Well, we're down a guy. We need to get that honey badger in here, man. He was heading to bed before I was last night. I'm talking to you, Zachary. So get your butt up and get in here for sure.
Yeah, I considered just dropping him in, calling him, because it looks like he's green on Skype. But I figured I'd at least give him the opportunity to pop in by himself.
Uh-oh. Shout out to our friend Liz, our Iron Maiden. Apparently someone stole the granddaughter and grandfather's tools they were using. She was learning from her dad, trying to get it right. Sorry. Trying to understand it all. I'm sorry it happened, and definitely hope the police there can help you guys out, man. Damn. I've had tools come up missing myself, like on sites. It's it's a thing, big time.
Oh, that was
still for your tools.
Phone.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 21961662463 is not available.
Wow.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording,
that's why.
You may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Good morning, Zachary. This is your wake-up call.
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bacon.
So, yeah, I didn't exactly mean to call his cell phone. That was supposed to be his Skype account. Whatever. He'd be all right.
Yeah, it's too early in the morning to differentiate right now. I'm struggling. This coffee is not as strong as I wanted wanted it to be. I let it go 24 hours. I haven't done a 24-hour cold run in a while, and it's still not strong enough. Where you at, Baldini? We need to talk. I need to kick up the caffeine, man.
It's pretty light for him, isn't it?
I guess it actually would be, yeah, over that way. You are on the left coast, aren't you, Baldini? I can't. Oh, shout out Hoary Sheet. I see you over there, brother. Another psychonaut among us all.
I saw a couple things on Facebook here real quick, Lucas, before you get into it. One, Hoary was looking for some interesting advice. He was looking for any information on exorcisms. Sort of the practical, I think, side of exorcisms. I don't know, maybe if he's got somebody in mind, if he's starting up a new business. I don't know what he's got going on, but I just saw maybe he was, looking in chat for something. And then there was another one. Travis, our buddy Travis. Gone the way of Mac and Zach. Put in his 2 weeks yesterday. He's going to go work the farms, do some trimming, do some cleaning. And I think gonna run that cycle there for a while. And I think he's going to get off the road for a bit. So big shout out to you, Trav. That is absolutely awesome.
Absolutely, brother. Glad to hear that, for sure.
It does take a huge amount of bravery.
Oh, yeah. Sure. So you're going to travel around, do some farm work. Sounds good.
I know a guy that you could talk to about some advice on how to handle all that. He may not be awake enough yet to give that advice, but I know a guy.
So what were you going to say before I interrupted you, Lucas?
Well, I suppose it's not too early to bring up the space lettuce, but this is just too good not to share early on, He
is chomping at the bits since I put that story in last night.
Well, as soon as I see it, I'm like, holy shit. So the article says the world's first wooden satellite will launch this year. The Scandinavian CubeSat will test how plywood, yes, that's right, plywood, withstands the space environment. Need we go on?
Well, you want to think lightweight when you're building a satellite. You want to think lightweight, and I would think laminated layers of fiber that include together makes absolute sense to me.
Well, let's face it, it's probably going to, last better or do better than the lunar lander. That's for sure.
That is a step up.
Solid walls.
Actual construction paper and curtain rods. True. I guess it's kind of like the Three Little Pigs. We're past the straw. The sticks went to the moon. Now we're going to get that. Well, it's not bricks, but it's plywood.
Well, at least the magnetic field won't, disturb it, or, the Van Allen belt, possibly. Just don't know how it's going to go with the sun beaming on it on just temperature-wise.
No atmospheric, filtering, just straight, unfiltered, radiant heat. That could be a bad thing. I didn't think about that aspect. Oh, what up? Shout out Alan, line producer extraordinaire, the Alan Holman. Super chat. Thank you, brother. Saying, I appreciate Ironworx and all the great people surrounding it. Smiley face. Here's my money. Take it and use it for something good. It definitely shall be, sir. Thank you so much. And thank all the people that we completely missed on Friday's show. Because we were, when I say wrapped up in the conversation, locked in, completely missed everybody. Everyone. Thank you all. I'm forgotten now. I know Tommy was involved, Liz, Mickey. Thank you all. Thank you all. If I miss somebody, just put it in the chat, because I feel terrible when I went back through. I was trying to show my son the brutal brutalism facading, which would, it was one of those brain breakers for me. And as I was fast forwarding through, I saw some we missed for damn sure. So thank you again, Biggs, for completely pulling me out of chat. That's rare. Very rare, sir, that I don't at least look over there.
Nope, that was a really good show.
Oh, Ben Flat in chat does bring up an interesting point. Since all of this planned event has fucked up everything, let alone cost of building materials, plywood has gone up quite a bit. Maybe, you guys might want to go out there and stock up some plywood. Get your silver, get your gold, get your plywood. NASA's about to drive it up. Oh, not NASA, Scandinavia. Where was it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right. The Scandinavian CubeSat.
Look at helium. You saw what happened with helium. I'm just saying, get your plywood now. Sorry, I had a visitor under my feet. She's been quite, I guess, extra needy. The kittens have become quite mobile, and she's usually in a little panic, wondering where they are, looking around for them. So the overprotective mom, I'll put a picture in the show chat for y'all so you can all get a sweet little, oh. That'll be later, though.
Oh. So what else we got going on?
Yeah, I'm pulling up the lettuce myself. I didn't actually have it. It's
sorry,
rare
I'm
you
just
got bag this early, sir. I don't mind at all. It's been a minute since we jumped right in with it.
Well, you got tons there. I was going through.
Where is it? All I keep going back to is the tiny screen. I don't know what they've done.
Okay. Yeah, they got a ton in. We've got a ton there, but there's a few that sort of turned up that caught my eye. The sun clock. New calculations support an expand planetary hypothesis. So basically, they're talking about the sun cycles, 11-year, 85-year, 1500-year, 200-year. But get this. The sun does not, they're saying now, the sun does not remain fixed at the center of the solar system. It performs a kind of dance in the common gravitational field with the massive planets Jupiter and Saturn. So there you go.
Gas
so not only is the
so
Earth spinning,
massive. I'm sorry. Gas so massive and so compacted that it is affecting something a gazillion times bigger than the Earth. Gazillion, is that a scientific term? Quadrazillion. Yeah. That's probably quadrazillion. I'm sorry. I don't want to just make up numbers like they do. Right? I'm not wrong, right? Gas. It's gas, right? We've determined it's a fucking gas planet. That's what they call it, right? I'm just checking because I want to make sure I'm sciencing this right.
Yeah, Jupiter. Gas. That's right. Massive gravitational field.
Speaking of,
it's pulling the sun now.
Massive gas.
Yeah, isn't Jupiter's gravitational field bigger than the sun's?
I don't know.
That's massive gas.
That's massive gas. Good morning, Zach.
Sorry. Yeah, whatever.
Sort of, not really, though, right?
No, I'm just playing. I don't know what's wrong. I hit that snooze button and I didn't hit the snooze button. I hit the other button. I just turned everything off and I woke up to the phone ring and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, sorry. It was my fault.
No. I'm glad you did. So I'm here. I'm alive.
Cool. That's cool. Should we go through one more just for fun? If I can find it. The Aurora Borealis. So they reckon they've figured out how it works. And so the shimmering light waves. And basically it's down to electromagnetic waves, also known as Alfven waves, accelerate electrons towards Earth, which cause the particles to produce the light display we call the northern lights. So they've done a little trial of it, and we've got Patrick Koehn at NASA said, "I was tremendously excited. It's a very rare thing to see a laboratory experiment that validates a theory or model concerning the space environment."
Ain't that
Well
the
done.
truth?
You said a mouthful, brother.
Well, he's basically admitted it. It's like rare, just a complete rarity to actually see an experiment that validates their theory or model. Yeah, I wonder why.
I wonder why. I'm making sure and copy that quote here for the notes. Hang on.
Those Alfven waves are pretty interesting stuff anyway, what they're actually
was-
talking about.
Just watching Lord of the Rings like 2 days ago.
Alfven.
You're saying
ALF.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
VEN.
If you want him, come and claim him.
Yeah, this may be a
All
silly
right.
morning.
I'm just
everyone.
looking up Jupiter crap.
Yes, sir.
It's saying that the Earth has hotter summers and colder winters when Jupiter is in its warped part of its orbit because it pulls the Earth further away from the sun. Horseshit.
Okay, so wait. So wait.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. The sun moves now. Not only the Earth is spinning and then the moving around the sun, now the sun's wobbling back and forth as well as going through the galaxy. Got that right?
All right, I'm going to go back to bed, guys. I'll talk to you later. Oh, my goodness. Why not just, let's come up with the most crazy off-the-wall thing we can come up with and just throw it out there. And so the sun's wobbling now.
That's it.
Well, that's probably what's causing the Earth's core to grow off center now is that wobble of the sun. Plus, there's the Jupiter pull, actually. So I'm starting to understand this thing. I'm starting to understand this whole planetary science thing. You get a wobbly, gooey interior that spins, and it's off center. It's spinning, but it's off center somehow. You know, fuck gyroscopes. But anyway, yeah, it's off center.
You know, speaking of magnetic fields, I was actually reading an article earlier, and this was talking about the electric field model of the Earth. And what they were saying in it, like they were giving some, showing where these sort of electric fields are in a sense. And they say, well, most of these there's a secondary electric field that happens at the equator, and it's measurable. But what they did in the article to make their actual, mathematics or science work, they said, well, this magnetic field is stationary. And so their math doesn't work unless the magnetic field is somewhat stationary. So even when they're doing their, sciencing at, higher levels, looking at particles and all the rest of it, they still have to use basically the flat Earth model.
Even as recent as 1976. Now, I know to some of you that's the dark ages, but to me, that was my childhood. As recent as that, they were still debating steady state or other crap that they're now feeding us, as you see, wobble sun. 76, they were still debating that. Big Bang wasn't even a real theory at that point. They hadn't even said, "Oh, this is the one we're running with." 1976. Hello. Yeah. Settled science, by the way. Settled. Hashtag settled science. God, I'm old.
Yeah, I've been feeling that a bit myself. Not for nothing.
Now, I know there's a bunch more lettuce in there, too.
There is, but somehow this is time for a break here in just about a minute.
Quit it.
Believe it or not. Astoundingly. Shout out, Tommy, throwing that super chat. I saw it. I didn't forget, although I almost did, but I went back and saw it. Thank you, sir. Good to see you.
Well, we can probably skip over the mouse sperm in the ISS.
No. Oh, that's freaking top. That's top of the hour. We're saving that. We're going to tease them with the space sperm. Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness. I just read that. Wow. Okay, we haven't been alive 200 years to test the shit. How can they say that? Sorry. But we've been up there since the 90s, and they want to say something can survive 200 years up there? Just all you gotta do is just think about it a little bit, and it's like, wait a minute, how do you know
You forgot to carry the one, Zach. You forgot to carry the one, and it works. All right, we're gonna carry our ones through this break, make it through, get back over here, and we're gonna figure out what the hell they're talking about. Possibly, probably not though. It's Ironworx. Break clear of the fear.
Discover the extraordinary powers of intuitive healing with pain transmutation, a method of holistic healing for the human soul, body, mind, and emotions. If you are looking for answers and a deep understanding of how to help yourself and the people around you to live a happier, healthier life, this is the right place for you. Learn how to read your soul's history in the Akashic Records. Remove negative energy attachments from your astral body and start the process of inner and outer pain transmutation. Join Pain Transmutation Community to get started on the path of intuitive healing. Change your energetic state, manifest new and exciting experiences, re-energize your life, and build inspiring connections with others in our community.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
If you have hard water, the Lime Scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate Lime Scale and other water issues like brown staining and bad odors with HydroCare water products, available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable water systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Travis Cook, America's Evil Genius, here to invite you to join us every Tuesday afternoon here on Truth Frequency Radio. No, on our show, you will not see a bunch of three-piece suits or a cocktail party, and you certainly won't see a bunch of inside the Beltway banter. But you will see eye-gouging, crotch-kicking, no-holds-barred political discussion, the likes of which you won't see anywhere else in media. America's Evil Genius. We come to you every Tuesday from the outskirts of war-torn St. Louis, Missouri, where there's always a good race rider sex scandal just around the corner. Join us every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, and noon on the left coast right here on TFRLive.com. America's Evil Genius, Travis Cook. on truthfrequencyradio.com.
Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Time to make the donuts.
Good morning to you. Start your day off bright and shiny. Get up off your little hiney and begin your happy day.
A sleeper has awakened. Wake up. Wake up.
And welcome back to the second half of the first half of the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Josh, Walt, Lucas, and Zach hanging out with you this morning. Just going over some space lettuce. We've got some very lettucey lettuce this morning. But I guess everybody... Oh, look, we do have other people here. I'm like, man, it's interestingly quiet here this morning.
Sorry.
I was trying to play catch up to everyone there that I missed when I stopped typing, and I'm not even halfway through. You guys rock. Thank you for coming and hang out with us. I just realized now why someone asked me my background. Earlier I was going to get into like, well, I went to school and blah, 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 and then I realized that my camera thing was on with that map. Unfortunately, I've not been able to vet that map. I would guess a game is maybe. It was one of the early things I found looking into Flat Earth. I found a folder recently with a bunch of that kind of thing, just old, early day discoveries that through, running out of room on this phone, this tablet, this laptop, this hard drive, etc. It's all been shuffled deeper and deeper down into the layers of, the rabbit hole. So it's definitely something tied to the North Pole. It seems very similar to the Mercator northern projection with, the 4 islands and the mountain in the middle. And this one just doesn't have anything else. It seems to be very central to that area. So not sure. It could just be a variant of his map. But that's what that is.
All right, we got to get back to this space sperm thing.
No, top of the hour.
Do we really?
Top of the hour. Oh yeah, it took like 30 seconds of research to be like, okay, wait a minute here. So yeah, okay, top of the hour. All right, I'll wait.
I'm certainly joking, man. Let's dig in, shall we? Where's my gloves?
So
yes, please.
6-year study. All right, of space radiation. Okay, 1, they're on the ISS. The ISS is not in space, people. It's in low Earth orbit. It's not even touching our first Van Allen radiation belt. Okay, so what you're studying up there is not the radiation of space at all. Not even close. And then they said they were shooting it with X-rays to show that the sperm survived. I'm sorry, but don't we have to wear lead aprons and all kinds of shit all over, put in front of your testes when you go get a x-ray and all this other stuff so it doesn't fry your jewels?
Yeah.
Ideally.
Pretty much.
So a 6-year study allows them to say, yeah, sperm can live for 200 years in the radiation of space. Even though we never put it in the radiation of space. And it was only a 6-year study. But we're just going to go out and say, yeah, 200 years. Just why not? I don't understand how people believe this shit.
I don't know.
Does make one wonder.
Now, this is when I was a NASA fanboy, I wouldn't have bought this. I wouldn't have. I would have been like, well, come on now. This is like the carbon dating. This is what it reminds me of. They take something that they know is like 3 years old and compare it with this other thing. And because the math says that, this thing's 3.6 million years old. And then they come down to find that there's living tissue inside of the thing. I'm sorry, I woke up on the side of the bed or something.
No, it's
salty badger this morning, not honey badger.
It's a little frustrating, but today I saw a local girl. She was wearing a mask and she signed in to the local petrol station. Like you hold your little QR code up, and I'm just like, really? You want to sign in at
the gas station?
Yeah. I'm just like, are you kidding me? It's really not necessary. I actually went to the servo the other day.
Asking you guys to do this?
Yeah, it's like in all shops, man. They got the QR codes, so you have to sign in. I actually went to a service station when I was filling up the RV on the way home, and the dude basically, I'd paid for the fuel, and he's like, "Oh, you got to sign in." And I'm just like, he said, "Oh, you got to use your QR code, or you can, write your name." I was like, "Nah, fuck that." I just walked off. He's like, "Oh, okay."
That's it.
I'm just like, he got pissed off. I'm just like, "Yeah, screw you, fucking jerk off."
You got to sign in to buy gasoline now?
Well, you don't have to. Well, they just want you to register wherever you're going. It's crazy.
Do they give you a pass when you go to the bathroom there?
Yeah. Do you need a QR code at the toilet? Like you have to hit it to get toilet paper out or something?
I don't know. That's coming, man. It's coming.
Yeah, it's
coming. The other thing is, like, I went to Kmart. Like, I don't usually go to those shopping centers. I haven't been to one for ages. And we just needed a heater for the RV because it was pretty cold through the night. And so I went into Kmart, and it's just pretty much the first time I've been into one of those sort of places since this all happened. And it was weird. Like, I mean, weird. It was like walking into like Sims. I know what people are saying with like the NPCs and things like that. I'm just like, holy shit, I'm the only one with a not wearing a mask. And, it was like, I don't know how to describe it. It was like being in a place where it was just death. There was nothing living there. It was really strange. I felt like I needed a shower afterwards or something.
Truly, the
walking
zombie
around
apocalypse.
the zombies.
Right, exactly, Zach. Right.
I know.
Well, doesn't the Bible say something kind of like that? Like the dead will be walking around, or this or that.
Oh yeah, it probably does.
Seventh seal. That's Ghostbusters shit. I think you remember.
But it's funny. Like, you walk into those shops, and it just looks like it's come straight out of a Chinese factory. And like, I was looking for the heater, and I picked it up. I'm like, oh, well, what's this heater about? Give me a bit of a description. It was literally a box, had a picture of it, and then nothing else about it. It's like, you have to buy this one. It was like, you got two choices, both look exactly the same. Which one do you want?
The choice is yours. Because that's how much we care.
Yeah, anyway, that's my little rant, because it was actually pretty strange for me, and I had to vent it out a little bit.
Sorry, I'm looking for a picture.
I can only guess.
Well, I was going to play the quotes, but I figured it would probably get us really a bad strike,
Did you hear about the rocket engine, the SLS, NASA's new mega rocket, that a senator, they were going to quit testing it in the state of Alabama because of the funding and this and that and yada, yada, yada. And the senator said, nope, I like hearing those rockets. I like feeling the rocket vibrate when they test it. So we need more tests done in this state so we can keep funding going at our blah, 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 blah. Really? So this is because the senator likes to hear the noise and feel the vibration?
Mm-hmm. Feel the wibration of that big fat wad of cash in his wallet as he sits a little cockeyed in his chair.
That's what it's all about. You don't want to get off the NASA teat. Oh my goodness. So testing will commence in the state of Alabama. I think they build it in Louisiana, they test it there, and then they drive it down to Houston or wherever. I thought they launched all the rockets from Cape Canaveral, though. I don't know.
Just keep your eye out for helium tanks and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we haven't launched a NASA rocket like to the ISS in what? It's been decades, hasn't it? Over a decade? We've been paying Russia.
It was Obama that got rid of the shuttle program. So
yeah, we're paying Russia like $32 million a trip per person, something like that, to take them up to the ISS.
Is that a bargain? How much training you reckon they got? A couple of days.
Well, Scott Kelly cost a little bit more to send up there. He's got a little bit more junk in the trunk. Everything goes by the pound when you're sending stuff up to space.
So yeah, it was the well, what name is it? They won't show it for me. STS-135 in 2011 was NASA's last official date. July 8th, 2011. It's what you're paying $50 million a day for, by the way. Plus now they got a raise. What with inflation and all that, Atlantis.
Oh, but they're saying there's no inflation. It's what 3% or whatever. It's
that's just normal cost of living. Yeah, that's all. It's your basic normal cost of living increase. Don't you know?
I love how
unless you go to Shadow Stats and have a look there, it's more like 12.
I love how they say, well, we're working within our means of our allowed inflation budget. It's like, you make up your inflation budget. What are you talking about? They can just print, billions. It's billions, folks, not millions. They print enough to pay NASA's yearly budget a year. They just print it. Or they don't even print it. They just add zeros. I don't know what checking account they're adding all these zeros to. Probably the one that says what's their official name? Republic of China or whatever.
Yeah.
The People's Republic of
People's
China.
Republic. Yeah, that's it. Where all of your leaders will be assigned, and then you can vote for them. Yeah, we're going to let you pick the leader, but the leaders are going to be picked by us before you pick them. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. So we'll give you a choice, but you're going to choose one of our guys.
That's how much we care. That's right.
Yeah.
Got to let you choose because we love you. So we find the most despicable, evil people that we can possibly find. We put them in charge. Because, humans are just...
You don't get to be in charge. No. Even if you got every vote, that doesn't matter. You're not one of the guys. It's changing slowly.
It's interesting you bring up that Chinese thing. I was watching this news report from what's called Sky News in Australia, and I don't know. I just someone shared it, and that's how I found it. I don't usually watch that sort of stuff, but it was really interesting. It was here's your Hegelian dialectic, straight up, and they was real smooth about it. I posted in chat. I don't know if you guys saw it, but they say all the right things in a sense, and then there's this hidden undertow to the whole. There's a theme to it that runs in you. I was just, I didn't really catch on to exactly what it was, but I knew where it was coming from in a sense, where these higher powers, dictate what this other side's going to say. It'll catch a lot of people out because they're, against the police, but everything they showed in regards to sort of the events that happened in Australia with these, the police and things like that, were setups. And then they're, at the end result of all this, they're blaming China. And it's well, what about the central banks? What about the real criminals that are actually doing this? But they want to deflect, blame some unknown sort of entity in a sense, but keep your eye off the ball. Let's not blame the banks. Let's not blame them for printing all this, free cash, hyperinflating the system away, and these whoever owns these banks dictating the rest of the bullshit that's going on. And so it was a very interesting little video clip to actually watch this alternative. Here's your alternative news, we're playing both sides.
Right.
So
now I saw something. It was either a congressman or a senator or something like that here in the U.S. that was talking about, was that January 6th when the Capitol building attacked? Well, he's asking, hey, look at the videos. Why are the police ushering people in instead of calling for backup? Why are there cops opening up the gates and allowing people to come? He's like, we have video of this, people.
Mm-hmm.
Why was this done? Why is nobody addressing this?
Yeah.
Here at the Capitol. And it's just crickets. I'm sure he'll be, dying in a plane crash or have a heart attack soon or something like that. But yeah, there's actually, people there that are actually calling out some of this bullshit. It's shocking. Now, I don't know if they're stir the pot or what, but yeah, it's being talked about. I could not believe it.
Yeah, we had PK Truth right at the start. That dude, he sort of got shut down really hard, and he wasn't getting out. He had multiple channels, but that still wasn't really working for him. But he was pulling apart a bunch of the Australian stuff that happened right at the start of this whole sort of lockdown and things like that, where they were, where the police were sort of playing the role of the bad guys, and then they had these poor innocent sort of people. But that, it was all set up to instill that fear, don't come out of your house and all that sort of stuff. So
Don't I remember
It worked well, I reckon.
Didn't the government show up at his house or something? Don't I remember him getting like shut down like way hard?
Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
Something,
I remember.
Yeah. I thought there was something going on there from what I remember Rob saying.
Yeah, well, he had a few different things going on. Definitely. That was a bit earlier. I think he was talking about an episode where a car was supposedly going down down Melbourne. I forget which street it was, Brunswick Street or something like that, and he was pulling apart that fake event, and they basically, some men in black sort of thing had a talk to him. But that was well before this sort of stuff happened.
Yeah, I can honestly say I've never had anything like that. I had some guys in a black truck, tinted out windows, come and park at the corner of my lot when I was mowing the yard, and they just sat there for like 10 minutes. And being an Indiana country boy, I used to mow my lawn with my 9mm on my side. And I just had this urge. I was like, fuck this. I'm going to go walk up to them and see what they have to say. And I got like 30 feet from the edge of to the road, and they turned and drove down the road. I was just V-lining straight for them. Something in me said, just go talk to them and see who it is. So I don't know if they were sitting there watching me, or if they were just on their phone doing something or this or that. But yeah, I'll never forget that. I just shut the mower off and turned around and just started V-lining right at him.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was
kind of nuts.
I don't give a shit stage at that time.
Yeah, no. I mean, you see things, you question, you wonder. It starts making you feel paranoid. So you stop doing that and you move on with your life. I mean, I'm kind of this thought process. At this point, we've all accepted their little devices into our lives. We've clicked all our little agreements so we can play our fun little games or do our little video editing or whatever we agreed to. At this point, your life is out there. If you don't live your life that way, then hide things or whatever, then they'll get you, If you don't have anything to hide, then they can't get you. That's how I live it. So, because, as I say, you see things. You find things on your mailbox. You see things.
Little dot. I haven't seen one of those little dots in a mailbox in a while.
What do they mean?
Paranoia.
I bet it's
what color was yours?
I bet it's infrared now. They come by and just shoot a little thing that you can't see with the normal eye. You have to have infrared
you can't
light.
visually pick it up. Yeah, it's there. It's like the vampire code they see on the wall. What I was watching Blade the other night.
You better go and check it with that camera you got, Zach.
Yeah, I've been playing around with it. I can't find anything, spectacular with it. I've been messing around with it. I just can't, I want to find something neat, something nobody's ever seen before.
Have you pointed at the moon yet, or what?
No, I've done the sun. I did the stars, but it was a new moon when I was looking at the sky. Usually I take it out during the day and just look at, man, everything is like white. It's like a white light. They say human beings put off infrared light in darkness. Now, I just heard this on one of the scary story things to tell in the dark. There's one about the ether, and this lady said she made a chamber where she could remove the ether from it. And this primordial dark force lived in there, blah, 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 nonsense. But, yeah, she was telling the guy, yeah, human beings, if they're, even in the dark, human beings are putting off a light. even though they can't see it because it's in the infrared spectrum, humans like luminesce. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
well, I've heard that cells use infrared light, so I don't know. Actually, I've been doing a lot of research on trying to see if there's any differences between the sunlight and the moonlight, but it's a little bit hard to actually, especially when the light comes through sort of the atmosphere, so you're not getting the exact reading at the same time. But and then there's this whole idea that it's the exact same as the moonlight's just reflected sunlight, which is just it just doesn't make any sense to me at all. Obviously it's not going to be reflecting the sunlight, but for it to be the same, in the same spectrum, I mean, they're completely different looking to start with. So
yeah, I need to get it out when the moon's out. Take a look. I don't really see the sky around here. I've been looking for a place to watch a sunset or a sunrise or something like that. And there's just a lot of trees here.
Trees and hills.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That is one of the bonuses of living here in flat Louisiana is I have amazing sky access. Wow, we are about to hit a break. Like right now. See? I didn't lie.
That is insane. That flew by. Anyway, that has been the first half of the Ironworx. Right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com, YouTube, DLive, Odyssey. There's a few other places you can find us. Josh, Walt, Zach, and Lucas. We'll be right back after these briefest of messages. Stick around.
Truth Frequency Radio is your #1 source for news and information without the hate, hype, and fear. We're proud to feature cutting-edge programs like Beyond the Veil with Chris and Cherie Geo, X Squared with Brooks Agnew, Paranormal Portal with Brent Thomas, Jaronism Raw with Jaron and Missa, Fearless with Frank Castle, Strange World with Mark Sargent, The Eye of Ra with Ra Castaldo, The Infinite Fringe with Billy Ray, Ironworx with Josh Corey, The Kev Baker Show, and dozens more. Did you know you can listen from any telephone by dialing 641-793-7117 or call into your favorite show toll free at 833-TFR Live. Uncensored talk and news you won't hear on the mainstream media. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
A military base on lockdown. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Officials at Joint Base San Antonio in Texas have been investigating reports that 2 suspected shooters fired shots from off base, then fled on foot. There are no injuries reported. They're working with San Antonio police to clear the area and search for the shooters. President Biden just landing in England to begin his first foreign trip as president, 3 countries in 8 days and 3 summits with the G7, NATO, and Russia's president, telling reporters before he left this morning it's about strengthening alliances.
This is a high-stakes trip to Europe in which President Biden will be watched closely and assessed on how he manages to unite the G7 and NATO partners and rebuilds alliances that have frayed in recent years.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon. Meantime, the president reportedly plans to announce a plan to buy 500 million more doses of COVID vaccine to share with the world. It wasn't about the photo op. That's the conclusion in a new government report that says President Trump's picture at a historic D.C. church was not the reason protesters were forcibly cleared from a park near the White House.
The Interior Department's Inspector General says U.S. Park Police removed crowds protesting the death of George Floyd so that a contractor could get started installing new fencing. About 30 minutes after police used pepper pellets and flashbangs. Then President Trump walked across Lafayette Park to deliver a short speech in front of St. John's Church while holding a Bible. The watchdog report found the clearing of the park was justified, but that law enforcement agencies failed to communicate adequately with each other and did not give sufficient warnings to protesters.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland at the White House. A Trump-era rule that narrowed the types of waterways qualifying for federal protection is now formally under review. The Biden administration filing legal action. The former president said the rules imposed unnecessary burdens on business. America is listening to Fox News.
Into the truth frequency. Your protection from deception. This is Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning. Here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up! Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on The Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
Waking up, Miss Folgers in your cup.
Coffee. And welcome back to the start of the second half of The Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Just hanging out with my pals. Here, Walt, Zach, and Lucas, all the pals here in chat. It's good to see everybody this morning or this evening, depending on where upon the plane you sit.
Before we get too far, let's do a little. Okay, remember in school we would diagram a sentence. Okay, so the suspected shooter shot. Okay, so we've got the shooter, that's the noun. Okay, and we got shot, right? That's the verb. Okay, so suspected. How does that work into this sentence? Is it a suspected? I'm being silly. This is the most ridiculous story I ever heard. Oh my goodness. All right, moving on.
I got a little conspiracy crouton to throw onto the lettuce.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yes.
I like me some Crouton.
Okay. Jamie Dimon, whoever the hell that is, don't know, says JP Morgan is hoarding cash because very good chance inflation is here to stay. Now, I'm sorry, but does that make any sense? Let's hoard the thing that's losing its value daily.
Remember, he was the guy who was the head of the Federal Reserve too.
Yeah, but I mean, would this person hold on to something that's losing its value every day? Or would they try to spend that now while it's worth something and buy something that holds its value, like gold, silver, platinum, copper? This is just nonsense. JP Morgan would not be hoarding cash. I would almost say safe to say the guy has less than $50,000 of cash anywhere. You know, I'm sure he's got a bank account with stuff in there, but like actual cash, he probably hasn't touched paper money in who knows how long. But the guy isn't hoarding cash. The guy is buying land. Yeah, he's got a Scrooge McDuckian gold vault that he goes and swims around in gold.
Well, no, at his advanced age, he would have to have a little cash to swim through. Come on, think about the physics of this, dude. You're not sciencing it.
Dude, Scrooge McDuck was old. How do you think these guys live so long?
But he's a duck. He does have a little advantage. I mean, if we're going to science this thing, come on.
But yeah, you don't hoard cash during inflation. Come on, that's stupid. Let's hold on to the thing that's losing its value every day.
No, that's exactly what you don't do. Yeah. You get rid of it and you buy items. That's why people run out and try and buy as much as they can with whatever they've got, whether it's cars or food or whatever.
It's
something
like
that retains value.
Hold on to their cash. They want people to hold on. Have you seen the price of copper lately? Good Lord, dude. I'm looking for some new examples and, you know, things to show at the festivals, the meetups. And we're putting together a list of a bunch of different magnets we're going to buy in this. I was like, I need a copper plate, you know, something to drop a magnet and show how, you know, it dampens the flow of the magnetic field when it comes in close proximity to copper. Well, copper plates, I think the cheapest, it was like $280 for a 1 foot by 1 foot by 1/4 inch copper plate.
Jesus.
Wow.
And then they get up to like thousands if you want to get thicker. It is ridiculous how much they're asking for copper. I was watching this YouTube video and this guy had this big, huge chunk of copper, like this big circle that was like 2 inches thick. They would charge me $1,000 for something like that right now. I used to see copper laying around all over the place. So yeah, you want to save your money. Don't save your money. Go buy something that's going to hold value.
Idiot. Nobody saves their
Where
money
was
to
the
save
story? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just being silly.
Where was the story of like people stealing the freaking lines off the poles because they wanted the copper for the money? Because
I've heard of that.
Yeah, where was that going on? Was that in like
everywhere? Probably,
but I mean, like it was really a thing. I think that may have been out in Oregon in the meth mountains there, where it gets a little crazy sometimes, apparently. But yeah, I think it was a thing for a while. Let me go look that up. I don't want to misquote myself again.
Sorry, I'm busy.
But please, you go on without me. Don't wait for me.
No.
Somebody's got to make up a song. The Big Meth Smoking Mountains.
The Misty Mountains.
We used to sing that all the time.
Puff the Magic Dragon lives there.
On the big rock smoky mountain, all the hens lay hard-boiled eggs. Oh, jeez.
You know, I think they've ramped up their search for the machine that can unboil an egg.
When was this a thing?
No, I saw that same thing, Josh. Come on, share that, please. I saw that and just couldn't.
Are you serious? I thought you were joking.
No.
I'm looking.
It's a thing.
Here. I'm looking.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a process because, you know, cancer, hunger. We can't be worried about those problems. Those are secondary. We have to unboil a fucking egg.
Okay, what's the purpose? Are they
Thank you.
I
think that's exactly the question here.
In case you didn't cook it right first.
Start over.
Right. You could retry.
All right. Here at fizz.org, wider applications for the Unboiled Egg machine. Wider clean chemistry applications of the extraordinary Vortex fluidic device, invented by Flinders University Professor Colin Raston, are likely in the wake of new research that has been published outlining the seemingly endless possible uses. The defining paper on understanding the fluid flow in the Vortex fluidic device has just been comprehensively explained in an article published in Nanoscale Advances. This took more than 100,000 experiments to work out. And Professor Raston hopes this publication will encourage more researchers to embrace the VFD and explore yet more innovative applications for this ingenious device. How fluid flows is one of the grand challenges of science, says Professor Raston. What we've been doing with the VFD provides answers for liquids subjected to mechanical energy. Since 2013, Professor Raston has been working with his team to explore the possibilities of the VFD, which is capable of controlling chemical reactivity, materials processing, and probing the structure of self-organizing systems, enabling rapid and now predictable modifications. The VFD has shown its capability in the synthesis of esters, amides, ureas, imines, alpha aminophosphates, beta keto esters, modified amino acids, and the local anesthetic lidocaine. Professor Raston says the high-tech yet simple device can be used in medical and pharmaceutical research, food processing, materials processing, and more, aligned with a range of industries, all with the focus of cleaner, greener, and cheaper production. And he hopes that the new conclusive summaries about the VFD experiments will see it embraced by more research organizations around the world and be taken up by industry. You know, this is great. Ain't got nothing to do but an egg, though.
Well, you know, can it untoast toast? That is the real question. Because, you know, you have a lot more problems with your toast than you do eggs, I'd say. You know, just that little bit too burnt. You don't want to scrape it off with a knife.
But now they're working on a laser for that. It's a laser that you scrape so perfectly. It's I'm gonna stop.
We use those at work. Yeah. Like great little laser engravers only go down like 0.3 of a millimeter. It's great. Yeah. But that's how you fix burnt toast. How do you fix an overcooked egg?
Yeah, well, yeah.
You ain't scraping that back to a yolk.
You know, I like how they're progressing in the nanoscale too. So, you know, it's obviously moving along quite rapidly.
Advancement, science. Come on, guy. You saw how fast we got these cell phones in our hands?
How are you going to put Unboiled Egg Machine in the fucking title and not mention anything about unboiling an egg? Pardon my language.
Well, isn't that it? That's how they do it. The title is what
sucks you in,
grabs people's attention, and then they know they're not going to read to the end. They know it. So we'll throw some big words in there and get them all jumbled and confused, and then they'll just click to somewhere else and say, hey, they can unscramble eggs now.
Well, just for the record, I have a story here which I'm trying to date. There isn't a date on it, but apparently this is a thing from the Australian Academy of Science. Looking at your
this will be good.
Right. How and why to unboil an egg.
Okay, what's the why? I want to know the why.
Well,
tell you how to unboil an egg.
Have you ever boiled? Have you ever boiled an egg and wished you hadn't?
Well,
is the first
I
line
usually make
of
that decision before I throw it in the water.
You've never accidentally got a pot out, put some water in it, put it on the stove, turned the stove on, went to the fridge, popped out an egg, put the egg in the water, and sat there and waited for 10 minutes, turned the stove off after it got boiled, let it set, cool, pull the egg up, and be like, oops.
Oh, I got freaking diagrams, folks. I've got science now. You boil your egg. First, you boil an egg. That's step one. Duh. Then number two, you add some water and urea. So you piss on the egg. I'm reading. It's science. Okay. Step three, you spin it really, really fast.
Now wait, did 7-year-olds write this?
It's 1, 2, and 3, brother. Easy stuff. Science is easily followed steps that come to the same end result every time. Haven't you scienced this thing?
So let me get this straight. If I put a boiled egg in a blender, add a little bit of liquid, and turn it on high for a few minutes,
Urea.
it becomes a liquid.
Urea, sir. It is very specific in its ingredients.
I hear you, but I think rather than pissing on an egg, I think if you just do like a tablespoon of yogurt, I think you'd be fine. I don't think you have to piss on it.
Yeah, you're making salad dressing at that point, I think.
Yeah, but then you can turn it
Are
around
you
and
going
eat
to put piss on your salad? I'm just asking.
Maybe some space lettuce.
So sorry. So sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
So what's the purpose though?
In case you want to unboil your fucking egg, Zach, are you not listening to the science, man? Come on.
So the reason, the why you might want to unboil an egg is because you need to unboil an egg. Now that's a reason to write a story. I've got this hot scoop. Some guy wanted to unboil an egg, and we asked him why, and he said it's because he wanted to unboil the egg. Sweet, give me 1,200 words.
So, this might get us closer to, the real critical knowledge that we need, which is it the chicken or the egg that came first?
Exactly, sir. And which road? Okay, you guys think this is a joke. I'm going to give you the abstract here from Chemistry Europe Online Library. Shear stress mediated refolding of proteins from aggregates and inclusion bodies. Bam, bitches, science.
I'm convinced. Sorry, Walt. I never meant to doubt you.
So I'm saying you were doubting me, but I found it.
Threw those big words at me.
I know how to science. I've been watching the movies and the TV and stuff.
Oh my goodness, you can't. Well, you can write this stuff, I guess.
As long as you've got the right Mad Libs book, you certainly can, sir.
Now, can you do this with anything?
Well, apparently there's a list. Josh read, I think, most of the same stuff in that same story earlier. More efficient biofuel, chopping up carbon nanotubes for better solar panels. I missed that. Working with medicine so that we can make sure all the drugs get where they're supposed to go in your body. Those places that fight those drugs off, we want to make sure we get them in there. So that kind of stuff.
Like your immune system or something.
Just, you don't want that fucking things up for everybody. So yeah, you want to work your way around all those things, get through those fluidic warriors. What? Fluidic warriors? Band name, called it.
Just waterbenders, yeah.
All right.
I remember when the Fire Nation came and attacked the Ice Nation. We had all the fluidic warriors out there fighting them off.
Okay, so this one, it's hard to believe this, but they tested this out. Lobsters doused with pot smoke to test pain during cooking. Yep. So they blew pot smoke at lobsters before they cooked them to see if they screamed as much when they dropped them in boiling water.
So the sous chefs were in the back getting really high, and they were like, "Hey, dude, I know what we should do. I know what we should do."
Yeah, I think somebody was blowing smoke.
Yeah, they said it didn't help. The lobsters still screamed their asses off when being dry. Imagine that.
In a boiling pot of water?
Okay, high or not, I'm not going to like being dipped into boiling water. I'm sorry. You could get me this, higher than I've ever been in my life. I'm still not going to be happy I'm being dipped in boiling water. I could have told them this. I wonder how many millions of dollars of taxpayer money went into this study. Oh, Rand Paul went on a rant last week about all the scientific funding that's going on in this country. Yeah.
Well, from what I'm seeing, it's a restaurant in Maine that's doing this, so it may not be. Well, they probably have white coats. Never mind.
Yeah, it's $2 million to study termite reproduction in zero gravity.
Oh my
God. Who gives a shit how termites reproduce in zero gravity? Are we planning on taking termites with us to Mars? Let's find all the worst, bugs and creatures we could possibly take, and that's what we're going to study? I don't get it. What's the point of studying? And then they get peer reviewed by their peers who also have some stupid idea for a test that say, hey, if you promote mine, I'll promote yours and vote for yours in. So we can all get paid and test stupid things that'll never, have nothing to do with, promoting science and advancing wisdom or technology or whatever. They're just doing it for a paycheck. And they can't come up with, a lot of the shit's been tested and proven. Now they're just making shit up. We need to test this. We need to test that. We need to see how guinea pigs fart smell different than a chinchilla fart. It's nonsense. And yet we get to spend millions and millions of dollars on this nonsense. It's just, I don't know. At least somebody's bringing it to people's attention.
Inconceivable! 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 Inconceivable!
Sorry, I could do this all morning.
That was good. Was that all of the inconceivables?
Yeah, I think so.
What?
Anybody got a peanut?
Inconceivable! 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 Inconceivable!
Wait till I get started. Anyway, shout out to Threads in Time. Good to see you hanging with us. I hope things are feeling better for you. Lots of love and energy headed your way, as always, and everybody there. And I saw Liz's super chat for the kitty. Mom, thank you. Thank you, Liz. I'll make sure she knows. I'll definitely put that picture in the description. I just sent it a minute ago, so it'll be there for you guys. You can get a little awe with your breakfast or dinner or whatever you're having. Oh. There it is. Wow, are we really almost out of time for this last segment here coming up? Yep, we are. Just about 4 minutes. So there we go. Well, we had some suggestions of phone lines and people popping on, but we kind of got carried away with the croutons and the lettuce and the who knows what else. So if that's still a thing that you guys would like to do on this last segment, it's certainly doable. I'm leaving it to the floor. Floor?
Yeah. Press 1 for yes or 2 for no.
Right. I'm trying to get back to the call. I've dropped it, and now I don't know where you guys are. Man, they've really messed Skype up the worst they've ever done with this last update for me. Because now I have 2 screens I'm trying to find you guys with. There y'all are.
Oh, the one on my phone barely works anymore. You click on it, it doesn't load or anything. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Science.
Yeah, science. Don't they test things before they throw it out or what?
Science. So, they send them up to the ISS, get a little mouse sperm on them, and if it works, they send it back to you.
While they're eating their uncooked eggs.
Raise your cholesterol.
They can't hear me nodding on the air, can they?
I think so.
Is this how the Romans felt at the end of their empire?
Probably so.
Where's my fiddle?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Trouble, sir?
I was just trying to load up the headlines for a lot of these space stories. But it only shows a few.
Yeah, there's lots of interesting technical new things this morning for us all. Every time we figure it all out, they throw us some more wrenches into the spokes.
So I was listening to one of Biggs's videos, and I'll just sort of pose a question to you. And he basically had this little hypothesis about, who are all these people that went through and dug out all the streets or the mud flood buildings, and where'd they get this basically army to go through and do all this stuff?
Like the uncovering of the buildings? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, or digging out the streets or whatever they had to do all the, get it back and actually functional again. And he said basically he thought it might have been the Chinese, back then. And I thought, oh, well, that's pretty interesting because we had a lot of Chinese come to Australia for, was supposedly around the time of the gold rush or something. And, they come through and they planted market gardens and different things like that. So anyway, I just wondering what you guys' thoughts on that was.
Well, when you see those we probably don't have time to get this deep, do we? No, literally, music is about to start playing. Hold that thought. That's a great one to come back to.
Yeah,
so I don't really see us having many calls.
They a lot of the Chinese came over and built our railroads, so maybe that's
a thought. But I have a different one. Just remember, this is where we are. We're going to be back. I don't hear the music, but I'm watching the clock wind down. So
I'll remember.
Wow, there's no break music.
Extendivite, a 7-herb combination made from garlic, cayenne, hawthorn, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, valerian, and milk thistle. Extendivite feeds our body with the right nutrients to keep us healthy. Just listen to what Arthur has to say.
I was just calling to tell you what a great product you have. I had used this about 10 years ago after I had congestive heart failure. And it fixed me up and got me going for the last 10 years. Lately, I've been having heart trouble again. So I placed another order because this was the only thing that ever worked. And I just wanted to let you know that you have a great product.
To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
It's a great product. And the one thing I like about it the most is that when you open the bottles, you can smell like the scent of the fruits and veggies. It's no genius thing to it. It's really just fruits and veggies, which everyone needs. And you guys kind of put it in a way where you can take it easy and you can get it, and it's natural, and that's what I like about it. I like the product, and I've taken it, and it's definitely made me feel a lot better. I am a healthy person to begin with, but it's definitely good prevention, and it's definitely gives me energy, and I feel like it's a natural thing. I like it. I really do.
For a limited time, use discount code TALK to receive a 50% discount on your first preferred whole health system and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Again, use discount code TALK.
Once in a decade, a true story comes along that remembers the future. After 6 Amazon bestsellers, I have completed the epic Birth Trilogy, a true story of Earth. By reading the Birth Trilogy, you will journey with the characters from the origin of Earth to its final destiny, in a white-knuckle ride that combines the intrigue of Tom Clancy with the epic scope of Prometheus and Interstellar. You will learn more about the purpose of life, the mystery of death, and the true nature of your soul than you thought possible. The Birth Trilogy is now available on Amazon and Kindle. The audio version is a free bonus when you buy the paperback, so even if you're not a great reader, don't worry about it. I read it for you. Use the Amazon app today and buy the Birth Trilogy, spelled Bearth, or search for my name. I'm Brooks Agnew.
You are now tuned into the truth frequency.
Your protection from deception. TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires, in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are the way. We are the way. We are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs,
We are the way. We are the way. We are not alone.
if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset,
We are striving for more.
start taking iron today.
All right, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
And welcome back. Fourth and final segment of the Ironworks kicking off right now.
Indeed it is. Playing with pictures, sorry. So yes, welcome back, Ironworks. This is the last 30. Hang on. Lucas, you posed an interesting question going into the break. So it brings to mind those pictures, or I shouldn't say pictures, I should say drawings, engravings, whatever varieties they are, that early on, our buddy Martin, who we need to reach out and get him back in the mix. We haven't had him on in a very, very long time, too long. But he's, would find all these old images showing like ancient times. We're seeing, like, in the foreground, we're seeing, ancient shit taking place. And then in the background of what's going on in the image are all these old buildings with sod on top and trees on top and shit that's obviously been mud flooded somehow. So who uncovered that stuff? Wasn't the Chinese, I don't think. So I think it just speaks back to the cyclic engine, machine, system, the earth changes, the resets, whatever you want to call it, whatever terminology there is for it, it's obviously happened from the record. We see the melted varieties of different stages of buildings. I just saw some movie. What was she watching when I walked through there yesterday? And it was like, wow, look at the castle they're standing on top. Oh, Harry Potter. And it looked like maybe somewhere part of the White Cliffs of Dover area, maybe. But you look, and it's obviously freaking brickwork. There it is. But you didn't see that the first time you saw that movie, you know. But now it's in your face because it's been shown to us so many different ways. So, yeah, the idea that this just happens over and over and over as part of what this place is just seems to fit what we keep uncovering. For me, I don't really think it was like people that uncovered those buildings. I think those people either came back from where they were hiding underground, you know, and then found them and recovered them and hopefully could figure it out. Or if it got to the point where things just got devastated to just beyond recovery, and then you have your stories of the Stone Age and the whole total rebuilding of civilization and shit. It's just my theory. I'm probably totally whack.
I don't know. It still seems to take a lot of effort to, even if it was mud flooded and things like that, to put roads back together and do all the things like, you know, having those street lights, that sort of stuff. What's interesting as well, I've been watching a program I watched when I was a kid. It just come back out on Netflix, actually. It was called Spellbinders. And they sort of go to this parallel world and things. And I dropped a little video in the IRM chat. And I probably, I didn't pick the best clip out of all the stuff. But, you know, they were showing in this, you know, this series that had like a Chinese, one of those buildings that looks almost like a pine tree. It's got that sort of shape to it, and you see these rods and it's all sort of lit up with electricity, and they're showing there's mud flood buildings all the way through it, castles, and it's just like this was in 1997, so it's, you know, they're pretty much like showing this. Yeah.
Tell exactly how these things should work.
Yeah, exactly. And just to have it as a kids program in 1997, and we're only just sort of picking up on it now, it's just like, you can't be serious. This is like predictive programming in a sense, or what?
Yep.
Or someone knew.
Well,
yeah, dude. They tell you right to your face, you know, in stories. Yeah, that's the one thing that I still can't get over people not seeing. The news is entertainment, folks. After every one of those things that pop up, along the bottom in little letters it says Fox News, entertainment. CBS News, entertainment. They don't have to tell you the truth. They're not giving you news. They're entertaining you. They're providing a narrative, a story they want you to believe. The stuff you see on, you know, the actual shows, especially children's shows, that's when they tell you the truth. I think maybe in their eyes, they're saying, hey, we told you. You know, even before we taught you all this other crap, we showed this to you.
Remember? Back when you were 4? Yeah. Don't you remember? We told you.
It's not our fault that you listened to your stupid teacher in school that told you differently. We didn't. Yeah. See, I don't see how that works, though. This whole, well, I didn't do it, and I told you about it in a certain kind of weird roundabout way, so it's not my fault that you're all retarded.
No, it doesn't work because it's bullshit. You know, if that's what they're thinking, yeah.
But that's what I'm learning about in the book too, is that is how they're thinking. That's their thought process. We are less than cattle. You know, we are the dumb masses.
Yeah, They got to be
They're
lying
doing
to
their
themselves.
best. Well, of course they are. You know,
Yeah.
and then there's the level.
they're lying to themselves.
they're
It's like,
just
I'm going to
go ahead.
get out of karma from this. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah,
you're not
exactly.
gonna get out of karma just because you think you've told us
Hey,
through some bullshit TV show. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
the
Like, you've
actual
dropped
thought
hints.
right there, the thought of you saying, well, I'm getting out of this now, because no, that right there tells you you're doing something. And that's that little voice they should be listening to, instead of trying to convince themselves that they've somehow beaten, cosmic karma. Doesn't work that way, Elite. Sorry.
And then there's also the esoteric
doesn't
side
work.
of all this. The unfortunately, there is a tacit agreement. It's almost like a law thing behind some of these ideas that, kind of what I was talking about with those clicking the agreement buttons and who knows what we've agreed to. There is no, it's hard to explain. Okay, so you can't be fucked over unless you allow it. It's just how it works. You have to come into this system agreeing that to learn these things, to get these lessons, to grow, to change, whatever I'm doing here, I'm going to have some shit that's going to be fucked up happen. I have to agree to that. It can't all be roses and, happy times, or nothing's going to change. A system that gets all of its needs met, an organism, an entity, whatever, doesn't do anything to change that. If it's getting everything met, then everything's fine. Let's stay here. But if there's something in there that throws all that off, then the growth change happens. And I think that's part of what this cycle is, part of this whole tribulation thing, the whole thing is, again, part of it to make us our best whatever.
Yeah, look, I'm not against that idea. I just think we could still learn in a happier environment. Honestly, I don't think we need to
and see, I
be
struggle
lied
with that
to
too,
and tricked.
man. I know that's my thing. That's what I like, dude. My early fights were those fights against these fucking things that felt like they could take people and do what the fuck they wanted to with them. They were doing it with my family, and I found out they were doing it with everybody, lots of folks. So that was my fight, and then as I look and change and grow and find things out and meet people and find out things and grow, I kind of think it's maybe very similar to the idea that our good old buddy James Drew brought to us way back a year ago, at least, about, there just has to be the antagonism or we can't do anything here. The bad guys are here for a reason. Hell, I just saw it on what fucking show were we watching? I fell asleep last night. Can't remember because I fell asleep watching it. Some show, and that was the idea. That this person was there to make everybody be their best selves, even though he was the bad guy. What the frick? I can't remember. Brain lock now. But it's that idea of, okay, where we came from, we are one, and we are perfect energy, and we are kind of bored and don't really have much going on, and like, okay, this isn't growth and this isn't change, and where's that mirror to see myself in, and where's this other thing, and there has to be dark to have light, and that whole thing, it just, I don't know, I'm rambling, I guess, at this point, because
it makes sense. Like, it makes sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's a challenge. It's like levels in a game or something like that. You got to go through the hard bits to get to the next bit or whatever it is. I mean, I'm all good with that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like these lies and things that they've told us, I don't know. I just think we would, be on a different sort of standing to actually, like, think of the flat Earth and how much that's actually, elevated certain portions of our understanding just by knowing some truth, that truth alone. I mean, where could that extend to after that? Like, if we had been not even dealing with the lie.
Right, but think about the fact being, if you got here and knew it was flat and everything was whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then where would the discovery lie? Where would the aha that would spur you on? I don't know. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate.
Lucas, you ever been in a fight? You ever had to punch somebody or be punched?
Yep.
How much studying can you do? You can learn. You can learn a whole bunch about a fight beforehand, but it doesn't do you a damn bit of good. Probably not even the first few fights, because you have to. It takes that getting out of your comfort zone and actually putting into use that which you have learned, trying the practicality of it, and sometimes it's going to require that antagonist to put you to that test.
Great words of Mike Tyson.
I want you to punch me in the face as hard as you can. What? Allison knows. Allison knows.
Yeah, everybody has a plan till they get punched in the face. Mike Tyson.
Apparently we're having some audio issues over there on the tubers. Sorry, everybody. No, they heard us talking about real stuff there. Me and Lucas got into some real stuff, and that really fucked them up. So they started shitting on our stream. Sorry.
Yeah, so many people back in the 80s, Mike had taken the belt, and everybody thought he was just this, oh, I could beat Mike Tyson. He's short. He may be powerful, but I got the reach, and I'm fast, and this and that. And they asked Mike, what do you say to all these people, Say that they're going to beat you, and they got, they figured out how, and they got a game plan. He's like, everybody's got a plan, Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, and then reality sets in. And when you get punched in the face by Mike Tyson, your reality ain't the same. Your reality just shifted for the time being.
I think that might explain all, like not just one or two. That might explain all of the Mandela effects. Mike Tyson's punches. Man, look, real quick before we lose time. So sorry, Allison, that we did not see your call. I didn't at all. I just was going through the back chat and realized you were on hold. I am so sorry. We're terrible. Terrible. I even said we're going to open the phone lines, and they never looked.
Well, to say that Mike Tyson's punches or, Chuck Norris's kicks.
True. Both man, between the two, that's got to be like, oh, yeah, you may be figuring
at least 90% of the Mandela there.
Dark matter and dark energy right there,
Irresistible force, immovable object. I'm seeing some signs here. So apparently we're broadcasting from the 50s, according to Tommy, man. Sorry, I cannot believe that our stuff is actually going to go this nuts the last quarter of that.
Kind of cool, though.
Yeah, hey, go with it.
This will be our new thing. Wow,
yeah,
it does.
I can say that.
That's insane.
It's a real blur.
I know, I'm about to go
click into it. That's nuts.
All right. No, I'm looking. It looks like it's my internet. It looks like my signal is way low from what I'm seeing right now.
They're throttling you.
Yeah, everything else is good, but that's the one thing that I see that should not be is that little red single bar. But yeah, it looks like and sounds like garbage for sure.
Wow. Yeah, I'm seeing it too now. So sorry, guys.
So if anybody wanted to sing on the panel, now would be a great time because they couldn't tell if you sound like shit or not. No?
I'd know, Zach. I'd know.
Hit it, Lucas.
No, I'm not seeing it.
So apparently it is strictly over here on the tubes. Everybody's saying things are fine at TFR. So again, our apologies, trying to multitask and multi-stream for everybody to have a chance to get involved in the fun. So
I'd say I'd restart my internet, but that might not be the best time to do right now.
Right, and I do see that we have a second chance at a caller but are we going to be able to hear the caller? Is that even a thing? I don't know. What do you got? Again, I put it to the floor.
I do not have the call board set up, but
Well, then that probably answers all of that. And we only have about 5 minutes, 7, I guess, left here. So sorry again, Allie. We will get you in here Friday, bright and early. And for that matter, you had a great idea early on, Lucas. And again, we off onto some really interesting topics that kind of took us away from the idea. So hopefully we'll reach out to a gentleman to be here with us Friday morning if he's available. But let's do that off the air so no one's on the spot. I just realized as I'm saying it, I better shut up before I put all our foots in our mouths. Has it gotten any better? I'm kind of stalled, and I hope the internet like works itself out, but not really. Is it not going to happen? So we can just dig in and buckle it down.
I don't know. I'm hardwired in.
What was that, Josh?
What happened?
I'm hardwired in. I don't know why it would even be low.
Oh wow, it could just be an issue. I noticed like we had like crap going on, but we had weather that came out of nowhere and like literally blew a friend's pool down about 2 blocks away. Like a huge, big yard full. They like nowhere. This weather was unexpected. It was crazy. So, and then I saw it like it reset my computer and stuff after I got to bed. So who knows what's going on? It could be the energy stuff that we were talking about.
My apologies, Allison. I usually have to have another person in our Skype call that would account for the call board. So it's the call-in line has to be in our
call. We have to add it, and we didn't, and that's our bad. So sorry.
Oh, I got another bar. I got one more bar. I'm orange now, so maybe it's a little better.
Well, we have just a little few minutes left. Would we like to perhaps do a bit of quiet time? We're having issues already with audio. It seemed to work out pretty good for us over the last 2 times we've done it. Anything that anyone wants to focus on is completely up to you. We dealt with some love and support to Threads in Time. It seemed to help, and we're so glad. Anybody has any concerns they want to pop in chat here on the tubes, on the TFR chat, just let us know. We see you on the call, Allison. Again, we just are not being able to get you in there in time to make it work out for these last few minutes. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't just take the call. I'd have to pull up my Skype
it's
call.
Complicated, and then Josh is struggling now with his system. That's why I'm advocating a bit of silence for the end here. Not the end, but before we go out. Well, we got just a few minutes left anyway, so I'm for it.
I'm not against it.
Yay.
Yeah. The motion passes. Let's hit it.
Turns out I don't even have the vault up this whole time, so I don't have any idea how much time we've got, but it can't be that long.
4 minutes, Turkish.
All right, I've now got 3 bars, so as the sound quality improves, we shall make less and less noise. But thanks, everybody. Again, we know there are people out there struggling who are having to take a lot of flack for their awakening process. And because now they think differently than those around them, it's a threat to those around them. Because it feels like that spotlight is shining on them for their blind obedience. So I think we should take just a few moments of silence for us to push out those love and good vibes and try to comfort as best we can from a distance those we don't even know, those we have never even met, but those that are out there struggling because of the sick, twisted society in which we live, and because it goes so much against the grain of how we know we should be living, that it does cause a lot of conflict. So we'll be quiet right up through till the exit music, but we shall see you guys on Friday morning, right back here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com, the Iron Realm Media YouTube channel. We're on Odyssey. We're on DLive, Facebook, Twitter. We're around. Anyway, we love you guys. Be good, be well, and we shall see you soon.
And actually, now that I've gotten back to my call, sir, I apologize. Trying to save you there, but I was sharing and doing tricks. But we still have a few minutes left, probably longer than we should actually go silent. We got about 2.5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that might be a little long.
I was trying so hard to do it after I started sharing the kitty picture for everybody to kind of have some positivity from. So I was doing everything I could to get back. And again, they've changed Skype literally this morning for me. So, but thank you all for putting up with our little fumble here at the end. Hopefully the audio issues cleared itself up.
I'm full green now, so whatever it was.
Well, of course, right at the end, it's all full power. But definitely tune in with us Friday morning. We'll have to get Allison in here. Hopefully we'll speak to a gentleman and have him in here with us. And as you say, I guess at about a minute, we'll shut it down and be quiet till that good old blues riff signs us out of here. Thank you all. Amazing conversation this morning. You guys woke me completely up. I doubt I'll be going back to bed anytime soon. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Walter.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, love y'all.
Thank
and
you,
all
everybody.
the super chats. Thank you guys again. Sorry we missed all those on the show Friday. Thanks, Biggs, for being there with us. It was a blast, friend. Here in about 10 seconds, we'll shut it up. Give you guys some quiet time, some positivity. If you want to ohm, you can. I'm not going to do that on the air, though. So love you guys. Thank you. And here we go.